Once again, we're waiting on parts for the KTM. So it's time for a new set of tires for the KTM. The rear tire's a little bit of a struggle with the Motos. Really tough carcass on that thing. So I sent it to the dealership. They got the tools, easy peasy, drop it off in the morning, pick it up in the afternoon. Not the case. Wasn't leaking when they went in there. However, it was leaking. They couldn't get it to seal up. I'm assuming the guy changing out the tire hit the rim strip that goes inside that makes the tire tubeless, and they couldn't get it to seal back up. Thought they had one at a sister store, wasn't the right one. Order it from KTM and it'll be a month of Sundays before it gets here. So today we're taking the Bonneville. We have traveled to the Apache Trail. We're going to show you quickly some of the opportunities for roadside attractions. We're going to show you the trail itself, and we're going to stop in Tortilla Flat, one of the main roadside attractions along the Apache Trail. One of the first roadside attractions you're going to meet on Apache Trail is the Lost Dutchman Museum. We're not stopping here today, but this is a really cool stop. Lots of good information and great exhibits. Highly encourage you to stop here. The next stop you'll find on Apache Trail is Goldfield Ghost Town. Another little interesting roadside oddity slash attraction. Little Arizona ghost town. Lots of things to do here. Again, we are not going to be spending our time here. But I just want to kind of show you these places, so you kind of get a little flavor. You can make a day out of this. We're just outside park boundary, so we don't get flagged for using this as a photographic backdrop. Another great stop is the Lost Dutchman State Park, especially if you want to get your hike on. The views are just tremendous. Those are the Superstition Mountains. So the state park requires a $10 day use fee. There's a $25 dry camping fee and a $35 full hookup fee. They are on lockdown in this park as far as photography goes. You need a permit to be inside the park and use the park as a backdrop. No drones, that kind of stuff. It's a cool place to stop. I highly recommend you stop here and do some hiking, or at least take a picnic here or something like that. Well, this is the Apache Trail, as I had mentioned, State Route 188. This road was developed to provide support to the Roosevelt Dam, and it's been said that this was the trail that Native Americans used to get in and out of the Superstition Mountains. It's absolutely beautiful here. We have arrived a little bit late to
knee drag or whatever you want to do. So probably after 9 o'clock you're really going to have to pack some patience. There will be some traffic out here, and you may want to hone back your racing skills. Not think you're going to use this as a racetrack. And there's a bunch of stuff to see along this road. This is just a fantastic road to ride a motorcycle on, or a car. Plenty of turns. And just gorgeous, gorgeous views. There will be boat traffic and camper traffic. Like I said, pack your patience. Right at the moment, we're in the middle of a springtime, well, probably towards the end of a springtime super bloom. You can see all the beautiful flowers everywhere. There's mostly yellow, but a lot of purples and pinks, and there's some oranges. Just absolutely a gorgeous time to ride this road. Well, down by the entrances to the lake, it gets a little stuffy traffic-wise because people are getting in and out with their boats and stuff. They are fee areas. We are not going to go down into the lake, but I highly recommend you stop by, visit Canyon Lake. There's places to picnic there, all kinds of state parky type stuff, and the views of the lake are just absolutely gorgeous. This is Tonto National Forest, so you'll need a forest pass. Tonto is a fee-based national forest. That's been going on for many years. And you can buy forest passes here. I think you can do it at most recreational vehicle places. We're now going to head over the pass into Tortilla Flat. Oh, coming down the pass, right over there is Tortilla Flat. Behind me is Tortilla Flat. Its history starts back with the Native Americans. They're passing through here to get to the Superstition Mountains. Somewhere in the 1840s, it's storied that a prospector got stuck here with nothing but mesquite beans to make tortillas with. Tortilla Flat in the 1850s and 60s ended up becoming a mining camp stop for miners headed into the famous Superstition Hills, the Lost Dutchman mine, and all that history. Eventually, the Roosevelt Dam was being constructed. This highway, or this road, was built for access to that dam. This became a freight station for that dam. As we moved on into later history, there was a flood here, took out the buildings. Later on, there was a fire that took out the hotel right around the 80s. All these buildings are not historic. They were all built somewhere around the 1980s. There's a couple of nice places here. There's a saloon, which is basically a restaurant. And there's a little kit shop over there to get your t-shirts and stuff like that. Now, if you're on a motorcycle, you'll have plenty of company here. Bikes of all descriptions. I know when the trail's open, there's not just Harleys and sport bikes and stuff, but you'll see dual sports and adventure bikes here too. At the far end of town, you'll see the Tortilla Flat Museum. Apparently this was the site of the first school in 1932. There's about 100 or 200 people that lived here. You've always got to stop for a fun pic.
From this point on, there was some copyrighted music being played and some non-famous family-friendly channel conversations going on. However, inside the schoolhouse, there was a lot of placards with Tortilla flat history, Superstition Mountain history, and some general Arizona history, worth spending 15 or so minutes inside and just wandering around and picking some plaques. Watch out for the crazy old lady with a dog. Inside the country store, they had frozen yogurt, frozen gelato, and you could purchase a Tonto National Forest pass. Moving on down the boardwalk, you can pause here if you'd like. The Dutchman Inn, which burned down several decades ago. Down further on the boardwalk is the saloon and restaurant. I ate here about a decade and a half ago. It was pretty good then. It's the kind of place where you tape up a dollar bill with your note on it. Further on down the boardwalk is the Tortilla Flat post office. It does have its own zip code, probably not much interest to anybody unless they live there. The Mercantile inside, the nice ladies let me videotape inside. All the campy, kitschy Arizona merchandise that you would like to see, pins, long sleeve t-shirts and hoodies and hats of all different kinds of descriptions. Your coffee mugs for Arizona and Tortilla Flat. They did have some really cool Tortilla Flat themed t-shirts along here. I probably need to go back and revisit and get one for my collection. They also had your baseball caps. There was some refrigerator magnets, some pretty cool yard art lizards hanging out on the wall up there, your coffee coasters so you don't wreck the coffee table, some unexplained stuffed animals, and when I was 9 years old I probably couldn't get out of there with a cap gun and bow and arrow. Along here there was some books. I usually try to pick up a locally authored book. I didn't see anything too interesting. Some more generic t-shirts, puzzles. My wife and I have been into puzzles lately, and there were some really good Arizona themed puzzles on this rack. Also, there's some cards you could send to the folks back home. Down this end there was some jewelry. I didn't spend a whole lot of time in that area. Some cool stuff though. And outside the door was a Zoltar Jacob Waltz Lost Dutchman Minor themed machine where you could get a fortune for about $1. And we will return you to the previous recorded video and audio.
Well, it's time to hop back on the bike and enjoy the road out of here. Well, we're gonna turn around and head out of town here. Well, thanks for visiting Tortilla Flat with me. I appreciate you watching. Please comment, subscribe, ding that bell so you get notified when I put up new videos. Like and share. Adios.